Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Shishi. I'm also podcasting and doing a YouTube at the same time. So some people will be able to see me, and you guys on my podcast won't be able to see me. So it's the new year, and guess what? I have not recorded in a while. And it has only been because I was trying to do a self-reflection about what it meant for me to keep podcasting and YouTubing. And it isn't the fact that I wanted to quit, but I want to make sure that my content stays relevant, that my content stays with who I am and what I'm about and what I'm trying to represent. I can talk to people all the time about who they are as individuals, but I got to still make sure that I'm staying true to myself. So I did a couple of interviews, which was fine. I loved the interviews. I enjoyed it so much. I learned so much from other people and their stories and how to get into medicine and what was their secret sauce and how they did things and what made people function the way they do and how they, do life. So I have to tell you guys, it's really impressive to me to interview people because you really get to learn what people are about. So 2020 has come in with a bang, you guys. So anyway, just for anybody get on here and say anything about why was she in a sundress today. So let me tell you guys, it is February 2nd. The groundhog saw his shadow. Did not see his shadow, I can't remember. But anyway, we are supposed to get an early spring. I had to ask my husband, did he not see his shadow or did he see his shadow? I can't remember. But whatever it is, we're supposed to get an early spring. And I'm a little confused on which one it is. So I'm not happy because today in Texas, it's 81 degrees. Right now, I'm looking at my watch, it's 81 degrees. And my husband just came in from outside and it's 81 degrees in Texas, February 2nd. So just to let you guys know that we're always a little hotter than normal. I don't want to say like we're Arizona hot, but we're always hot. So we haven't really had a winter. So when I heard that the groundhog, I think he did not see his shadow. He didn't see his shadow, which means we're going to have an early spring. I'm not happy because for us, it means that we're going to have an early summer. So it's like, to me, we don't really have fall weather. We don't get that stuff. We have a lot of heat all the time. So I want to tell everybody, that's why I'm in this sundress today, because it is very, very hot. It's very hot outside, especially not been around this much heat. So anyway, I want to talk to you guys about what 2019 meant to me. I know you're going to be like, oh, you're a little late, 2019. Why'd you wait so long to talk about 2019? Well, I'm going to tell you guys because 2019 was hell. And 2019 made me almost quit everything that I have dreamt my whole life about. 2019 was just a beast. And I know everybody's going to be like, what do you mean by a beast? I had 8 deaths in 5 months. I had my daughter literally almost died. She had went into anaphylactic shock. And just besides that stuff was trauma to me. It was seriously trauma to me. And it took me a while to process and really think about what this meant to me as a person. And so I literally, any parent already knows, when it comes to your kids, you will do any and everything for your kids. But when it comes to being sick and you can't do nothing about it, that's a whole different type of ball game. So that was hard for me. And I noticed that the more and more I keep going through harder times in life, the more and more I kind of I shut down. And most people do, but I'm not the type of chick who does that. So to watch me shut down means that I've taken too much. It means that I can't take no more. It means that I can't process more. Even though I keep trucking and moving along, it's not healthy for me. And so what I learned, not only when they diagnosed me with high blood pressure last year, the doctor was, talking to me about my health and stuff. But the problem I had was I never felt like I was stressed out. Just different little things I didn't feel like. So I started analyzing everything that had happened to me last year. And I had to process it. But I had to process it in a way that was not normal for me. Because the way I process things is you can keep moving, you're strong. But what I'm learning is being strong does not work for me. And I'm not meaning like, it's different. There's definitely different calibers of strength to me, if I want to say it like that. What I meant for me was I'm no longer walking around these streets acting like I'm unaffected by life. I've been doing it 20, 30 years, not doing it no more. So when things affect me, I let it be known that I'm bothered. I let it be known that I don't like it. I let it be known that I'm about to cry. I let it be known that I'm weak right now. I let it be known I don't feel well. I let it be known now because I did not do it for years. And when we talk about being strong, I tell people I've been strong too long. I have dealt with a lot of issues in my marriage. I have dealt with a lot of issues when it came to my kids. I've dealt with a lot of stuff. It just, since I was a kid, and you don't process it and you don't deal with it, it really does not reflect well as you get older. So that's why you see a lot of people want to break the stigma of mental health when we start talking about we're fine and we're not fine. You know, when we don't take time off and you need the time off, and they say all the time, these jobs and stuff and keep going. But if you're not fine, these jobs will replace you. Believe me, they will. Believe me, they will keep trucking like you just an afterthought. So you have got to start putting yourself first and know when you're done. Know when to stop. Know when to say, okay, this is not working anymore. Because I've noticed that we as women, people in general, we will keep going till we about to die. You can be about to walk off a cliff, but because you're so numb, you're so used to going so hard and so long, you get numb to the stuff. You just keep doing it. So last year I kept doing it. To this year I say, not anymore. I'm no longer strong for anyone anymore. Don't get me wrong. My kids called, they got their mama. My husband and his wife, he got her. But for everybody else, I'm no longer strong. So if you need counseling sessions, unless you some BFFs and you are close family, I'm not here for you no more. I've learned the hard way that people will use you till you are dried up, till your cup is just empty. You ain't even got a stain in the cup because you're so emptied. And I'm not doing it anymore. I'm just not doing it anymore. So I've had to learn the hard way that I'm not no longer trying to be strong for people. And I know a lot of people will not agree with it. And, you know, you're a counselor, you're a life coach, you're going to med school, whatever, honey. Those things will keep going if I'm dead and gone. Or if I fall over and have a heart attack or anything because I'm holding stress in and not taking care of me. No more doing that. So that's one thing, you guys, I can say that I learned in 2019 that I'm not taking into 2020. So people who want to use your gifts they are no longer usable, I'm now charging for my gifts. And I don't mean as in the gifts unto the Lord. I'm not talking about what I use my gifts in the church. I'm saying that when people need my help in counseling, life coaching, mentorship, I have fees set up now. It is no longer free. I'm not sitting on the phone with people counseling them for an hour, 2 hours, trying to make sure they're good. No more. Because when I need people, no one is ever available for me but my family, close-knit family. So that's why I say you've got to learn to take care of you, learn when to say no, create boundaries that you probably have never had set for yourself before. Yesterday, I wrote this post on Instagram. I said, 2020 for me started yesterday. I get a whole month do-over because January already came in like a wrecking ball. And I know everybody knows that song by, I can't think of her name right now because I don't know why I can't think of her name. But she sung that song, You Came In Like a Wrecking Ball. Let me tell you guys something. January came in like a wrecking ball. And I mean, January 1st, that day, came in like a wrecking ball. So from that point forward, it's been a battle after battle after battle after battle. And then everybody's like, what do you mean a battle? Honey, I'm telling you some stuff I know will shut people down, but I have to keep trucking. So when I say that I'm getting a do-over, February 1st was my do-over. February 1st, I told a lot of people Happy New Year. I know they thought I was crazy, but I didn't care. For my mental health and for what I need, yesterday was January 1st for me, which was February 1st, 2020. So how everybody's been doing that Barbara Walters thing. Hello and welcome to 2020. Yes, yesterday was my 2020 for me because everything has been going complete crazy. So what I want to say is not only have I said I've been questioned and repeated and just wrecked this year, but I had to really, really lean in and trust in God for his promises for my life. So the more and more I was going through, the more and more I leaned on God more than I ever have. I went to the Lord and stayed journaling daily. I made sure I prayed daily, made sure I was reading my Bible daily. And I'm not talking about 5 minutes. And to each his own, that's all the time you have, then, by God's grace, do it. But for me, I knew I had the time to put in there, and I made God a priority starting January 1st because I kept going through. You just keep going through, you keep going through. And I knew I needed God's backbone. I knew I didn't have it. I needed his supernatural strength to help me get through. So not only did I start a business in the fall of last year, and I started all kind of new projects, I got new projects starting this year, and I knew I could not make it on my own. I knew that I needed God's help and strength. And a lot of times we don't want to go to the Father. But honey, he was the only thing I had left. He was all I could turn to. And I knew that he would guide me right. I knew that he would give me the direction I needed. But I had to go to him. I can't call sister and them. Sometimes you can't call your girlfriends. Sometimes you can't go talk to people. You got to go to the Father because he's the only one who can give you the answers that you desire and need. Don't get me wrong. I have the best mentors in the world. I mean, my mentor to me is almost like my sister. I love her so much. But there's times I can talk to them, but there's times you got to go to the Father. He's going to be the only one who's going to give you the direction you need. So with that being said, February 2020 is my do-over. And I want you guys to know there's no rule stating that you cannot get a do-over starting the year off. So I'm not a person who does resolutions. I don't really believe in them because I know a lot of people, they stop doing them. I don't really do them. I set goals for myself and I set attainable goals for myself. Stuff that I can do, stuff that I can see me doing. I'm not talking about crazy stuff. So for me, one of my goals is to finish out another degree and 2 certifications. I know, don't let me tell my husband that. And another one is I got another business idea coming. And I put it on hold January. I was supposed to start January, but I'm putting it on hold for a couple of months. I've got another big, huge adventure coming soon. And I won't start it till summer, till I apply for med school. And then not to mention the MCAT. I have 2 graduations this year. I'm really excited about. And I know that ain't nothing but God. But what I'm saying is I needed to do over. Even with all the positive I had going on, I had a lot of negative with it. And I had to be okay with saying I need a do-over. I'm not perfect. I don't know all the answers. Even with someone like me, and I'm going to tell you right now, I just was asked last week, well, how many degrees do you have? Why does it matter? Because I'm going to tell you right now, when you come before the face of the Father, he don't care how many degrees you got. He does not. My husband doesn't care how many degrees I got. And my kids don't care how many degrees I got because I'm his wife and I'm their mama. So when I tell you guys, no one is perfect. Life is not perfect. When I say I needed a do-over, I'm allowing God to replace everything that went wrong with me in January now. You know, God is a God of second chance. He's a redeemer. And you've got to allow him to do that. And there's nothing wrong with saying, hey, this didn't work out for me. I need to try again. So, once again, how many of us are willing to say, I need a do-over? 2020 has not started off good. And the reason I made this topic so extremely long is because I've gotten so many clients, so many people talking to me about the way 2020 started. I mean, just look at what happened a week ago. The death of Kobe Bryant and his daughter and those people in that helicopter, it has really crushed the nation. The death of that man is just, I'm going to tell you, I went through like a little depression for a couple of days trying to process what that meant to me and why I felt so grieved. I was so grieved. I mean, like literally, I had to do everything to keep myself from crying for days. I had to journal what it meant to me. And then also too, I went back trying to understand what type of person he was and the impact he was making on the nation. I mean, I've seen people come and go and die, but I mean, the amount of clout and recognition he got this week was phenomenal to me, which was just, my heart went out to his wife and his family. I mean, I'm gonna tell you right now, I can't even process how that woman might be feeling. I can't even try to understand the grievance that she's going through. So all I can do is pray for her. But what I'm saying is, to be that good at your life, to be good at life and to be good at basketball, to be good at everything he's done, the ties and connections he's had, and how people are praying for him and his family, and how people are celebrating his life. I'm gonna tell you guys, when I started looking at what it meant, what they kept describing as his Mamba mentality, I started looking into it, digging into it, like what was his Mamba mentality, and how he went on and on and on, and how he practiced and how he played basketball and how he was as a father, as a spouse. And I know a lot of people talk about his rape accusations. I'm not gonna harp on that because that's a whole nother topic and that's a whole nother podcast. But what I want to do is talk about the good things about his life. And I tell you guys, it set me on a whole different ball game this week of what life meant to me. What is your why? And why are you doing the things you're doing? What does it mean for you to get up in the morning? Why do you think God allowed you to wake up today? Because I'm going to tell you guys right now, everybody doesn't thank God for getting up in the morning, but this sister girl does. And even before I go to bed at night, no one knows I do this, but I always pray and ask God and the Holy Spirit to wake me up in the morning, because I know if God has no more need for you, you will not wake up. You can set that alarm clock as much as you want, but you will not wake up with that alarm. How about that? Nobody wants to talk about that, but it's the truth. And I don't care how spiritual you are or not, it's the truth. God wakes you up in the morning. It's not the alarm clock. We're thankful for those alarm clocks so you don't be late to work, but it is God that wakes you up in the morning. So with that being said, what is your purpose? What is your calling out of life? I mean, is your life so, you have such a huge calling that you know that you'll be celebrated when you're gone? And I'm not looking for people to have my poster everywhere and celebrate me, but I want to leave such a mark on the generation. I want to be such a powerhouse for the generation that when I die, that people have nothing but positive things to say about me and what I've done for them in their life. That's huge for me. I want to give back so much that I know it's going to be all for God. That I want people to say that she gave to me and didn't care, didn't give it a second thought. That's how I want to be remembered. So when I tell people my why and why I want to go into medicine, I want to take my level of intellect to a whole new level of treating individuals who need God, who need help, who need a new way of thinking, a new life. They need someone who's going to go to bat for them. They need people going to advocate for them. I want to be that type of doctor that patients can come to and be like, I know she got me. I know she's not going to steer me the wrong way. I know she cares about me. I know she don't care about my ethnicity. I know she don't care about my race. I know she don't care what neighborhood I came from. I know she doesn't care about what my parents are about. They will know that when they come to me, they're getting the best treatment in the world. Whether I'm in Europe practicing medicine, or I'm in the Caribbean practicing medicine, or I'm in the United States practicing medicine, I want people to know that when they come see me, they're going to get the best treatment and care possible. And I'm not going to turn you away because you live on the street. I'm not going to turn you away because you ain't showered for days. I'm not going to turn you away because of how you look. I'm going to treat you the best as if you were the king and queen of England. You will get that treatment. So with that being said, what is your why? What is your purpose? And what is your calling? I know for me this year, after Kobe's death, I had to set things into a different perspective of why I'm doing what I'm doing. Not wasting time, not just doing something that I think that makes me look good, not doing something that I think that society wants to see. I'm doing something that I know that God has called me to do. And sometimes it's just not pretty. And sometimes it's just hard as hell. And excuse my language, but it is. And sometimes the calling that God puts you on, it will hurt. You will die to yourself every day. And you will have to seek him because it's bigger than you. You don't know how to attain it. You don't know how to grasp it. You can dream it all day long, but how do you get to it from the dream? How do you work for it? And that's when I had to go to God, to the Father, and ask him, I'm trying to become this doctor, Lord, but I know I can't do it on my own. I know I need you. And let me tell you something, God will show up for you. So with that being said, I had to do a retake this year. That's what took me so long to make a podcast. That's what took me so long to make a YouTube video. I really wanted to analyze what I'm about and learning about my business and what I saw people do to me last year and the closest people to me and how they did me. So I have a lot of people that have reached out in the first of this year. I haven't responded because they're not going with me in 2020. There are some people who didn't make the cut. And if I'm this year all about people who are promoting me, supporting me, I'm not even, people are not going to sit at the table with me who disagree with me. And don't get me wrong, I'm not talking about disagreeing over a dress. I'm not saying that. I'm talking about people who always disagree with you. You will not be at the table this year. The world is against me enough. I don't need my friends to sit at the table with me and disagree with me to make me feel like I'm petty. I make a big deal out of stuff. Not going with me in 2020. So when I tell you I set boundaries different, how I tell people all the time, I told this girl the other week, you don't know this new me. I put the pieces together different this time. So I had to learn that through this process, I've got to protect me and make sure that I'm on the right path with God and not arguing with people who don't even matter. They don't give a crap about you and you don't even matter. Like I said, if you died tomorrow or today, what impact would you make? Would those people think about you again? That's where I'm at right now. I'm trying to surround my people not only on the same cause, but on the same path as me, but those who are going to go hard for me. Pay attention to those who don't ever clap for you. Pay attention to those who ain't supporting your business. And I'm not trying to say that you ain't got to be friends with them. To each his own. To each his own what your boundaries are set for. But I'm not doing it no more. I'm not playing the game of, well, maybe she does care or maybe she really is a true friend. You know, I hear from him here and there. No, ma'am, not no more. Not doing any of that. If I have to question it, it's already out of order. If I have to think twice about it, not even there. Exit stage left. That's where I'm at right now. There are certain people that's going to be with me. I already know who they are. They've been in such contact with me this year. How can I help your nonprofit? How can I be involved in She? What can I do to help you get into med school? How can I help you study? Let me donate. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. I'm a little older than most people doing this stuff. And let me tell you something. I'm not confused in what I want. I don't have to really think twice about how I want to do it. I kind of got to figure it out. Besides what God comes in and changes. So when I say that I'm on the path for me and my family and what's going to make She business the best it can ever be, that's what it's about this year. That's what it's about. So I'm learning to protect me and protect my heart. I'm not listening to everything. I'm not watching everything on TV. When I'm talking about protecting myself, I'm protecting myself. So majority of the time, I spend my time journaling, praising God, worshiping God, reading my Bible, studying for this MCAT. My classes start in about 2 weeks now. I'm just working on becoming a better me. Even though some people might not agree to how this might, look or how it might seem. But, I have to work on me. I have to do what's best for me. And I wanted to say this. I saw this, I wrote this a couple of weeks ago. And it says, I say you do not have to have it all figured out or make the perfect progress for 2020. You don't have to have all your goals perfectly formed for January 1st. But you start where you are and start how you want it done. You don't have to get it all done now. And that's where I'm at now. I'm learning to walk in my own lane, make up the lanes as I go, invent my own ways of doing things. I'm building my own tables. You don't want to invite me? That's cool. I got my own table. I'll come myself. I can build my own chairs too. So that's where I'm at this year. I'm unapologetically me, walking in what God created me to be in the lanes that he designed for me. My Dana DNA is different from everybody else's, and I'm fine with that. I'm fine with learning that some people are just not for me. I'm fine with learning that there's some people who are just not going to clap. I'm not going to bash people who I can talk about all day long, some of these followers that you guys are on and how they have bashed me so bad this year. So anyway, that's a whole nother topic. But, you know, it's okay. Everybody didn't like Jesus. Everybody didn't love Jesus. And he still went on and preached the gospel, and that's what I'm about. So, and also, too, there was something else I wanted to share with you guys. I want to tell you guys, I wrote this on my Twitter page. It says, stay saucy for 2020. In other words, don't dilute your power, authority, education, beauty to accommodate people that are not equipped to even be in your presence or even to analyze your gifts or talents. Your secret sauce will make room for you in the room you're supposed to be in, but you're not supposed to be in every room. That was monumental to me because the Lord showed me that. He said, it's always like I'm diluting who I am to make other people happy. So when I said the girl asked me how many degrees, a lot of times I shun down talking about it because so many people make the biggest deal about it, which makes no sense to me, but it's huge for other people. So I'm not diluting myself for people to make you feel good. Level up. Level up. That's all I can say. And then also, too, I wrote this other one. I said she remembered who she was and the game changed. There's a connection to who and what we are that's deeper than ethnicity, race, gender, class, and appearance. If you're outgrowing who you've been, you're right on schedule. Keep evolving. Y'all, when I wrote that piece, I was like, Jesus, this is for me. I knew other people would be able to come to it as like it would mean something to them. But when I was like, okay, Lord, I felt that. And he was telling me, when you start evolving, like I hear all the time, we're talking about doing medicine and where we're going to medical school at. And there's so many people, which makes sense. Don't get me wrong. The way they set up the United States for us to come back and practice medicine and the way we have to try to match into residency is hard. But I don't want to care about where I go to medical school at. I want to be where God places me to be. If I'm going to be an international medical graduate, I have peace with that because I know that's what the Father has for me. But also, too, I want to treat other ethnicities. I want to be global. I don't want to just be, I practice in the United States and that's where I'm staying. That's fine. But I believe that God has not called us all to be safe all the time. I think there's times that we have to really get out into this world and preach and be about him. And it's not just going to be under our safety nets. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to get you out here and commit suicide now. I'm not trying to send you somewhere in these countries and you ain't going to make it back. Teach us on that. If you know that's what God told you to do, that's between you and God. But I'm not telling you to do that. So what I'm saying is, I know for me, I see me practicing medicine all over the world. I don't know how that's going to work out. I don't know how God's going to do it. Maybe it'll change. I don't know. But I do feel like my calling is bigger than the United States. So, and I had peace with that. I don't mind going international a couple weeks out of the year. I love that. I know my husband loved that. We love to travel. So anyway, so that's where I'm at. And there's another one, I learned about the inevitables about success. I wrote this. I never posted it, but I wrote it down in my journal. You will feel pain. You will cry before you get it. You will lose friends. That's a whole nother topic. Lose friends. Your family will discourage you. I've already had that. I had some that don't even encourage me. There's some I haven't even heard from, but that's fine. It's cool. People will hate you for no reason. Remember I mentioned earlier that I could talk about certain people that all you guys follow and you'd be like, what? Yeah. Don't even get me started on that too. There's sometimes people just not going to like you. I don't care how much you smile or how nice you are to them. They're just not going to like you. I don't know why, but that's life. There are going to be times that you will almost talk yourself out of your dreams. I've literally almost talked myself out of going into medicine this whole month of January. Even though I've been studying for the MCAT, I still have almost talked myself out of it numerous times, to the fact that my husband says, I'm just going to be praying that you get back where you're supposed to be. Okay. You will always doubt yourself. To me, that's the same thing as almost talking yourself out of it. you would think you're going crazy. I felt like that the month of January, like I was going crazy. It was nothing but God's, like, his peace of mind that kept me going to where I'm at today. You will lose money. I don't want to talk about the thousands. Okay, yeah, I know. But it will be all worth it. I do believe where God is taking me is going to be bigger than what I've had to sacrifice. It's going to be bigger than what I've had to go through. So when they say that the forces for you are greater than forces against you, I believe that wholeheartedly. And then I wanted to share this one that I have had to talk about numerous times. My energy is very expensive. My time. I'm a hot commodity and I'm very priceless. So I'm not giving any energy away for free this year. And I mentioned that at the beginning of this podcast and YouTube recording. I'm not giving away any of it for free. You need to talk. You need counseling. You need coaching. I will give you the number to call. We'll make an appointment. We'll set up how we're paying. But we will not be talking for free anymore. Because like I said, I've watched people use and abuse, and they will take everything you got and not care about you. So I'm not going to allow anyone to hustle my gifts for free this year. I asked this lady, I paid attention to how many people are doing business coaching. And let me tell you something, to get 30 minutes to talk with them is $150 to $300 per 30 minutes. I at least try to give you a consultation for free, but darn. So that's what I'm trying to say. I'm not giving away any of my gifts for free this year. So I did say in March, April timeframe that I was going to start offering more counseling. Well, actually, I'm not going to do counseling. It's going to be mentoring and life coaching for free. But it's only going to be 2 sessions. So I said I was going to start doing that, and I'm willing to do that. I just want to get people on the right step and get them in the right direction. But, I'm not going to allow people to hustle my gifts for free. No more. So to each its own, and what everybody wants their life to go like for 2020, this new year, this new decade, mine is going to be on a different level. I have started, I started mentoring with Heather Lindsay. And I'm going to tell you guys, that woman is phenomenal. That woman is all that. Her spirit of excellence, her diligence, her gifts, her knowledge, her anointing is just, I couldn't ask for anything more. I could not ask for anything more. And I'm so blessed to be able to do this with her, to be in her program. So, like sometimes I have to, there's times I have to say, hey, Lord, I need help too. And she is really amazing. She's really amazing. So that's just me and what I think. So I just wanted to get on here and tell you what I thought about 2019 and the way 2020 is going. I know it's been a long segment. I didn't even mean for it to be this long, but I felt like it was needed and it needed to be talked about. So let me tell you guys, don't lose your secret sauce. Stay in touch. What's your mama mentality? What's your goals for this year? If things are not going right, it's okay. Do a start over. Do a repeat. Do a redo over, however you want to call it. It's okay. And nobody has the right to tell you how you need to live your life unless you are okay with what they have to say. I know as a counselor, I always allow people to talk and talk and talk. And then I'll give them my little 2 cents. And hear me, it's only a little bit, because I believe in when you coach and counsel people, I let them direct themselves and actually let them figure it out a lot. But when you guide people in the right direction, in the right way, they figure it out themselves. So when I tell you guys, keep going, keep fighting, keep pushing, you can do this. This was just another episode of She. You guys will be hearing from me more. I plan to do them at least twice a month since my classes are started, and I'm studying MCAT heavy, getting ready for applications, and I still don't even feel like I have enough to be ready with. So be patient. I'm trying. I'm not perfect, but I'm happy about the way life is going. And it took some time off for me to figure it out how I wanted She, the business, the podcast, the YouTube, the brand to be, and how God wants it to be. So you'll be hearing from me more, and take care. I hope everyone enjoys the Super Bowl tonight. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm rooting for the Chiefs. Yay! But anyway, I'll talk with you guys soon. And like I said, take care. And if you need to reach out to me, reach out to me. I'm here for you. Talk with you later.